Man, all these Order 66 jokes about Anakin killing younglings, it's classic. They're so funny. They never get old, just like the younglings. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Today, let's talk about Order 66 and how to run Bad Batch in Order 66 raid. It's pretty consistent, actually, folks. I thought it wouldn't be, but it is. And I do have a video on how to do the Keller and Beck 4-man team. It's very consistent. This one doesn't need any resets at all. And that's going to be linked in the video description as well if you want to check that out. Huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are amazing. I couldn't do this without you guys. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you're going to do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Let's mount the algorithm. The algorithm is in the Jedi Temple as we speak. Let's mount it. That's what we do in temples, I guess. And finally, folks, if you want to get your roster reviewed or potentially roasted, hit me up on Discord. There's information in this graphic. I'll only be charging this price through this month. So knock yours out now before the price increases dramatically. It might not be that dramatic, but let's get into it here, folks, shall we? Now, a big-ish disclaimer, or at least just a mid disclaimer, that this is a guide where I used a Relic 8 team, and I understand that Relic 8 is going to have a little bit different interactions than the Relic 7 or the Relic 5 one, and I know that the same general strategy is still used, but your mileage may vary. I should also point out that the mods that I'm using, some of them are going to be somewhat tricky to match, I think, and so I'm sure that there's going to be more optimized versions of how to run this raid later on. However, I only failed this a couple times total. Like, actually, I think I only failed it once out of like 2 hours of testing, and my final 40 minutes of testing, I actually have recorded, and it's going to be linked in the video description if you want. It's just an unlisted video, no sound whatsoever, no explanation of what's going on. My face isn't there. You can just watch me play my final 40 minutes of testing with, I think there was one total fail in that 40 minutes. And so if you want more examples than just the one that I've chosen to show you guys in the later examples, you can click on that and watch to your heart's content. There are no ads or anything. I know it's kind of boring, but if you want more examples of how to do this at Relic 8, there you go. There's a resource for you. So the only team possible here is just the 5-man. I don't know, maybe it's possible to do a 4-man. I don't know how you do that, though, because the most expendable character really is Omega, but you really need her lead, so I wouldn't recommend it, folks. So the speed order, and unfortunately on all my other slides I don't have this referenced, so check out the speed order now. Write it down. Pause and write it down. But basically, one thing I'm questioning, actually, after I got some advice from some people, Wrecker, I'm not sure if he needs to be quite this fast. What I do know is that Hunter wants to outspeed everyone. He wants to be really fast. Everyone wants to be really fast, except for Omega. She wants to be 51 speed slower than Wrecker because she gives herself 50 speed. She wants to go last, and there's reasons for that, all right? So let's go over their modding real quick. Hunter wants to be really fast. We're going in speed order here, folks, just so that it causes a little less confusion. So the big weird thing about this raid, and there's a lot of mechanics that we'll explain along the way, but the big weird thing about this is your characters are all to some extent expendable. Like most of them, some of them will die. Over the course of a year, you'll probably end up losing all of your characters at least one time. But you still want to be a little bit more defensive if you can. You want to have hit points and protection, because the more people who die, the less likely you're going to actually be able to function. However, the speed order is probably the most important thing. And then Hunter, actually throw a little bit of offense on him, because you do kind of rely on everyone kind of pitching in for damage. I think speed is going to be the biggest concern for most people, honestly. It's a tough bar to clear, but if you can also add a little offense, add a little bit of, you can see the triangle, I said offense or health, like he's not needed for a ton of offense. A little offense is nice though. You'll find your mix. You follow your heart, folks. While you're even watching this guide, just go follow your I'm kidding. Sit down and watch the damn video. Now, Batcher is probably the most important character that you're gonna have, actually. Batcher gives everyone a bunch of offense. Batcher can see through stealth and mark people. Batcher does a lot of damage. Batcher calls herself to assist. It's all about Batcher, and Batcher needs to go second. He needs to be the second fastest. I think 315-ish speed is probably fine. I tested at 323. All the video that I'm showing you is going to have Batcher at 323, but definitely want to be the second. And you can see it's significantly slower than Hunter was. Now Wrecker is the one I have a big question mark about. I didn't test it, and maybe I should have, but gosh, after 2 hours of testing, your mind just gets numb. Wrecker, he barely takes turns, guys. But you want him to live as long as he can, and he does end up getting a couple hits in. So you know, just mod him okay. He's relic 8. He's got some decent stuff. His best stat is probably protection, maybe some defense. So do you. You're gonna want a speed set on Wrecker, just because it's gonna be tough to reach that speed threshold otherwise. And then Crosshair can be a little bit slower. A lot of people say like the 290 threshold is fine, which I found that to be accurate. One thing to point out is he wants an accuracy arrow, because he has a mechanic that makes him miss more often. It's a fairly dumb mechanic, but some people, I see people using like offense set. I used a crit damage set with crit damage triangle. Your mileage may vary. I think he does fine with either one. And then again, just like Hunter, getting offense or protection on one of your triangle or cross mods is not necessarily the worst idea, because you don't want your guys to die too fast or too easily. And then Omega is the one who can be pretty slow. And what I discovered was a lot of people write her off like, no, she doesn't do any damage, don't even bother. But if you're going to make her really slow, you don't have to do speed set on her. Honestly, I think that's kind of a waste at this speed. You can, 133 speed for some people is still going to be non-trivial. But I guess the thing that you want to keep in mind is she may as well have a little extra offense, because if you're not maxing out your speed, you can actually, she can make a difference in the damage. She can share the load a little bit, even though she's fairly expendable and doesn't do that much. She can help a little bit. So let's jump into the actual video though, guys. There's a lot of mechanics that we have to discuss. So this is the final fight that I did. You can see I got 2.7 million on the previous attempt, and then I just discard and retry, just as per usual. Just try to test it. And this only lasts for like 3.5 minutes, guys. It is just a very, very quick raid thing. So okay, Hunter goes first, and I really regret I cut off the bottom part of all of the moves, so I regret that. You're going to use the first special from Hunter and target Fox. Fox is the first one we take out. I know the Kelleran back team, you target and kill the other one first on the right hand side. the Apo, I think his name is, but this one you kill Fox first. It's important, and this is the failure point. If you don't kill Fox fast enough, then you're screwed. So this is going to call Crosshair and Batcher to assist. Crosshair is going to miss because he's got those 20 stacks, and that means that he's minus 200% accuracy right now. Batcher's going to assist, though, so that's pretty cool. And then Batcher's going to go. Now, the middle ability, the first special is really important for Batcher, because not only does that mark someone, Batcher can ignore taunt, and can ignore stealth. Like Batcher can target characters who are in stealth, and so that middle ability, the first special, is going to be really important. The other thing is he gives 30% extra offense to his whole team for the next 2 turns. You want to use that a lot. You also want to keep it in reserve for when you're eventually hunting those stealthed disguised Jedis, but for now you just do the first special just so that everyone has a bunch of extra offense and stuff. And then Crosshair is going to target someone, and typically I say, like, hey, he should target himself to get rid of those stacks of inaccuracy that he has, but instead you need to focus on killing Fox before those. You see those blue stacks on Lord Vader up top there. Once it gets to 0, then he kills a Jedi, and it nerfs your score in a big way. And so you got to kill all the clones in time before he actually executes one. And so for in this case, you want to target Hunter. Hunter is going to help assist here and do enough damage. So hey, look at that. Crosshair actually hit there too. And then Wrecker actually got a turn. He killed him. Now, you don't have to have killed Fox quite this quickly, but it wants to be pretty close to this. Like, you want to have Omega in the position where she's finishing off Fox if possible. Now, in this case, it's the best case scenario. You don't really rely on her speed or her anything really. Instead, you can just plant that flag on the right hand side, that special ability, and that'll add 5 stacks to Lord Vader and give your whole team extra defense. So now they're all shooting Wrecker. That sucks, but it happens, man. And he doesn't do much anyways, so other than take hits. So you're just going to do other hits to Apo here. Try to kill Apo as quick as you can. I keep wanting to call him Apple for some reason. It's like I'm pronouncing him awkwardly by calling him Apo. But yeah, so take him out as quick as you can. And now the priority shifts, folks. You got to kill all the clones before you take down Lord Vader, before you do hits to him. So the thing is, they're stealth. The disguised Jedi are stealth, and so you have to prioritize them. I know that you'll want to build up your ability, like your team ability, where you target the target practice ability. You need to prioritize killing these disguised clones when you can, and the only one who can target them while they're stealthed is Batcher. And so they'll come out of stealth sometimes, in which case I like to save that middle ability. Sometimes you want to give extra offense to people, and that's fine, but I like to use the second special with him or her when I can. This disguised clone has 2 exposes on him anyways, so you can do extra damage to him. And sometimes you want to use the first special just to give offense to everyone, but in this case, I like to save that just in case the other disguised clone trooper goes into stealth and we need to target him later. So just use that second special, take out the disguised clone trooper, prioritize the disguised clone troopers because they're going to go back into stealth as soon as they can. And the only person, like I say, who can actually see through that is Batcher. Now, in this case, I figure it's a locked mark, so we killed him. that's great, but the locked mark means that he couldn't even go into stealth anyways because he's marked. So Wrecker's dead. Who cares? Hunter throws his spear, whatever the hell that move is. It looks like throwing a spear to me. Omega is still alive. So now at this point, Wrecker or Crosshair can target himself to assist. I was kind of messing around with like targeting Batcher to assist or whatever. That never seemed like it helped that much. At this point, probably just target yourself with Crosshair just to get rid of those. Just get rid of those stupid stacks. But one way or another, I mean, we've got plenty of time now. Now that the clones are dead, you can just use your basic to hit Lord Vader. Like, his stacks aren't going down at all because his guys have to go for that to happen. And so, hey, look at that. We freed a Jedi to be killed again at a different time. So you can see one of these disguised clone troopers is stealth. The other one is not. So let's target the one that's not. Get as much damage on him as possible. And call people to assist with Hunter. And then just snipe him right in the face with Crosshair. As eventually Batcher will get a turn. And hey, we should be targeting that disguised clone trooper. I don't know if I just missed that or... Oh yeah, there we go. I finally noticed it. This is at the tail end of me testing for 2 hours. So, okay, got rid of him. And now Crosshair doesn't have the debuff, and he can just do good stuff. Hunter throws his spear thing one more time. And we just need 4 stacks on Vader before he lets one of your Jedi buddies go. And now one more time here, folks, one more wave. And even though you want to target Lord Vader because he's the guy you did damage to, and that's the practice target, you just want to kill the disguised clone troopers first, all right? Okay. And so I could have, with Batcher, targeted and marked the guy who's in stealth, but instead let's just do the other ability, the second special for him. And just save the marking ability for later if we need to cycle through. Meanwhile, Crosshair can do some damage, cool, but let's prioritize that clone because we don't want to have to fight an enraged Lord Vader. We want him to be chill. We want him to chill the F out, right? And basically that's it. I mean, once you get those 2 disguised clone troopers down, you can kind of chill out. I mean, you don't want to take too much time killing them, but that's it, guys. Look at that. After this, I even submitted the score. So pretty majestic and exciting. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are, folks. I hope it works for you. The Relic 8, people were telling me it's kind of a horror story. Maybe it's just that I applied like faster mods than most people do or something, but this has not seemed that challenging, frankly. After watching a ton of different examples of how people have run it, found that the way I showed you was the most optimized, but you guys can let me know what you think is the most optimized. I would honestly, genuinely love to hear your experiences, so let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Take care, folks.